So I've just got back from a last minute trip from where I live in Australia to my home in the UK because I was feeling really homesick. And by the end of my trip, God had answered my prayers in ways I didn't expect. And he also taught me from the Bible 3 big truths about loneliness that really helped me. And so I pray that this story of my journey from lonely to not quite so lonely would really help you too. So this morning I am flying from Australia to England. There's nothing lonelier than doing a 36-hour journey by yourself from one side of the world to the other. And I know that feeling in the middle of the night when you're on a plane and it's just dark and you're over some unknown continent, and then getting home and things being different. Anyway, we'll see how we go. So 2 years ago, I emigrated to Australia with my Aussie husband and my 3 kids. And it was pretty difficult. We moved in the middle of the pandemic, and we had 2 weeks notice to get emergency repatriation flights. And since then, we've lived in 2 different states, 4 different houses. The kids have been at 3 different schools, and I've been pretty homesick and it's been pretty lonely. 2 weeks ago, I found some really cheap last minute flights back to the UK. And I know it's counterintuitive. Part of me was really dreading going home because it felt like opening up an old wound, and that it would just hurt too much to go home and it would make me more sad rather than happy. And here I am in China. When I got here, my mobile phone did not have any data, and I didn't know where my airport hotel was, but God answered my prayers and I managed to find it also. Lying over the middle of who knows where, I watched a TV show, and in episode 4, what do you know, my friend Holly popped up as a nurse in this thing. That made me feel very not lonely. It feels surreal seeing England again, kind of like meeting someone back from the dead. I think to cope with leaving during the pandemic, I'd convinced myself that I might never see home again. And if I persuaded myself it didn't really exist, it wouldn't hurt so much being away. Now, being here on the runway, I realised that God is good. It doesn't feel too weird or overwhelming, but it just feels really great to be back. England is still here and still real. That's laughing. This is me and my friend Holly.
Hiya!
Where are we going?
Just go to Borough Market.
This day was a gift from God. A happy, sunny day mooching about London with Holly to reacclimatise and adjust before seeing my parents, which I knew would be intense. God knew exactly what I needed. So as I get close to my hometown, I'm nervous and I'm excited at the same time. There's guilt and there's worry about my mum and dad. They're getting older and a lot can change in 2 years. But I'm also just super excited to be finally home and seeing them again. It's 5 minutes till we're getting home, and I've got to stand by the door because you get a good view of the Tyne Bridge. It's my favourite thing when I get a train home into Newcastle. So I've just arrived in Newcastle. It's very exciting, and I'm getting on the metro to go home on my way to see my mum and my dad. Coming home. So I'm here. I'm at my mum and dad's house. I've had a good night's sleep, and it's the next morning. It's been so nice to get home. This is my old bedroom that I used to sleep in as a kid. I'm feeling better than I thought I would. I thought I was gonna be a bit wobbly and kind of weird. I phoned up some friends and arranged to meet them, which is really good, which I was kind of anxious about because I just felt bad living in Australia and leaving all my friends, and I wasn't sure I could cope with kind of seeing people again, which I know is counterintuitive. It's super nice seeing my parents. I was worried coming here as well would make me feel so upset that I wouldn't want to go much to Australia. But so far, it just feels nice and great, and I'm really glad I've come. So that's good. And I think one of the things I'm thinking about at the moment is I listened to a Keller Sermon on Hagar and Sarah, which is in the beginning of Genesis. Hagar's a slave girl who is about to have a baby and is sent out into the desert by Sarah, and it's like obviously super dangerous, super horrendous, lonely situation. And she's one of the few people in the Bible that God actually appears to face, which is pretty amazing. At the end of her encounter with God, in wonder, she says, have I seen the behind of the one who sees everything? Like, she's basically saying, have I even had a chance to have a glimpse of the one who sees everything? And she realizes God, who's omniscient, has seen her and her distress. And she's been given the chance to have a little tiny peek at him. Just knowing that God sees everything, and he saw me through my flights across the whole world, and he's seen tough things that we've been through in the last few years. And not just that he sees me, but that he gives me a chance to see him. That's the privilege. So wherever I am in the world, I have a chance to see him. Every time I read the Bible, every time I think about Jesus, I can see God. So that's pretty cool. So I've had a lovely few days with my mum and dad, just chilling out, and I'm now off to Northern Ireland to see my friend Mary, who was my old flatmate when I lived in London.
Yeah, so how's it been going? It's been good. It's been so nice to see my mum and dad. I've just realised how many things I've missed since moving to Australia. I've missed newspapers. Look at this. Saturday Times. I've missed English tea, English toilet roll, hedgerows, I miss spring, English roads. I have obviously missed all my friends. The feeling of being home is quite significant. I think they're calling my gate. As a Christian, I am kind of torn because I know that we live as strangers and exiles in the world and that we're not supposed to fit in anywhere because our home is in heaven. And then when you do actually come to somewhere in the world that you feel like you're actually at home, it's so nice. And I guess it's good not to cling on to that, but it is nice to be somewhere where you feel like people understand you and you're not an outsider. I was really worried it would be weird and different, and for some weird reason I'd be more sad when I came back, but in fact it's just been non-stop lovely. So I'm so glad I came. Anyway, I better go because they're calling my gate and I've got to get on a plane to Belfast.
Hello, I'm in Ireland. So exciting, I'm in Belfast. My friend Mary is just about to pick me up. She's going to totally laugh at me when she realises that I'm filming a YouTube video. So exciting, I mean, it's super sunny, it's very exciting. So, Ireland, hit me cab. So, I'm here at Mary's sister's house. We went out for dinner last night. It was so nice, just had long chats, and it makes you realise that those relationships can continue through big periods of not seeing each other. I haven't seen her for 4 years because of COVID, and then we moved to Australia. And the other thing it reminded me of was I listened to a podcast the other day about loneliness in the Old Testament, and when people are lonely, the solution is not just God saying, is not my presence enough for you, but actually God provides physical human comforters. And I think, yes, often God does help us when we need things in a practical way. And so I feel like just coming back to England and this whole trip has been a very practical way of God providing me with the relationships I think I've been feeling sad about. I kind of reconcile myself to thinking that kind of everything here I'll never see again. And it kind of had disappeared forever. And actually, this trip's reminded me that it's still here. And even if I only see them once in a blue moon, I'm still their friend and they're my friend. So yes, it was really good to talk to Mary. And I'm looking forward to going to church with her today and hanging out and seeing Belfast. So I'm here in a hotel in Yorkshire. It's so nice. My mum and dad haven't been away on holiday for ages because it's hard for them to drive and stuff. And I'm supposed to have a room without a sea view, but I'll have to just show you. But look, that's the view. Oh, sorry about the reflection. Out my window. Can you see that? How good is that? I'll just show you my hotel room because that's also super exciting. Look at this. That's bathroom. That's me. I'm on holiday. This is me now living the dream. I'm just about to get into bed and watch TV in my hotel room. Like, no children. How lush is this? Look. TV. Turning it on. Feet up. See my feet? There's the TV. Living the dream. Good morning. It's my birthday. So exciting. And I'm here at the hotel. I'm just going down for a little swim with my mum in the hotel pool. Have a good swimming. So nice. It's the evening of my birthday and we're just about to go out. This is the first time I've had dinner with my mum and dad and sister for 2 years. I've been reading Lydia Brownback's book on loneliness called Finding God in My Loneliness. Sorry, I'm supposed to be doing my makeup and I totally can't multitask. I'll just attempt to. But I think in my case, in some ways I'm surrounded by people a lot of the time because I have 3 very noisy children and a husband. We've moved about in Australia lots of times since we got there. I got to the point where a lot of my loneliness is self-inflicted because I don't want to make friends because I'm fearful of having to say goodbye to them again. Or I don't stay in touch with people in England because it's just so bad that I have to live on the far side of the world that my brain just can't deal with it. And so I just shut it out. Lydia Brownback's thing is that a lot of our loneliness is caused by us not trusting in God to not only be with us, but provide for our loneliness. And I think she's right. And I've also realised the grass isn't greener. Like today's my birthday, which is super nice, but my kids, my husband are on the other side of the world. No matter where you are, what you're doing, there's always someone on this side of heaven who's not going to be there. And so I think instead of thanking God for the provision of whoever or whatever we have now, we look for solutions or we dig into our loneliness and wallow in it. And I've completely stopped putting makeup on. As if this is a makeup tutorial. I literally have no idea at all how to put makeup on. This is my birthday outfit. Spotty top, jacket, jeans, Target shoes. Out for dinner with mum and dad. I'm outside the hotel in the gardens. It's our last morning. We're just checking out. Had a lovely birthday yesterday with my family, and we're just about to go to Northumberland for the last few days of my trip before I fly back to Australia. I'm in the country house just in the village that my mum and dad have a cottage. There's one day a year where they open the gardens to the general public. Today's the day. And one of the amazing features is this laburnum arch. Look at this thing. Can you see? That's the roof. It's so super pretty. Oh look, my ear's sticking out of my hat. Look at this place. So nice. We've had a beautiful sunny day out at Holy Island. Today's made me think about feeling at home and not being at home. Having grown up here as a child, coming here for all of our holidays, and then the last 14 years with my children being here, it's made me quite sad today as we drove through Northumberland and knowing all the parks and the hills and all the places we used to go. The kids will never go to those parks again, and we will never climb those hills with our kids probably in the same way again. And it's kind of sad when everything looks so happy and then you realise you live on the other side of the world and all the places that you know and love and that make you feel at home are somewhere else. And I think as a Christian, it's a tricky one because you want to be contented wherever you are, but there's a rightness, I think, about feeling far from home. And as human beings, God made us to be in a certain place and to put roots there. And that's what heaven is going to be like, a place where we rest and we permanently feel at home and we never long for anywhere else. And I feel this side of heaven in the last days, in the now and not yet. There's a sense that there's always some kind of dislocation that we feel. And in some ways, it's a good thing, isn't it, to feel sad about the places that you've loved, because you're grateful for those places and that's why you're sad. And you appreciate the things God's given you. I guess not to be the grass is always greener as well. Although the grass is greener here, as proven behind me.
So I came out here because I wanted to show you one of my favourite things about living in the northeast of England. It is 10:15 in the evening, and look, it's still like totally light, so it's almost close to the longest day. I've not got a torch on or anything. This is just natural sunlight, and I haven't got a particularly good camera, so this is just my dodgy phone. Look at that. I love it. This is one of the things I miss the most. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. See ya.
It's my last morning in Newcastle. I'm flying back to London tonight. So we've just come to Cruso's, which is a little cafe by the sea in Tynemouth. It's a gorgeous day again with mum and dad. Just have a bit of breakfast. My dad's off to down to the seafront. Yes, it's my last view of the North Sea before I fly back to Australia. Here I am in Newcastle Airport. So I've just said goodbye to my family and I've started the journey back to Australia and feeling pretty sad. I've got a night with my friend Holly and then I'm flying to Sydney via China. I'm feeling pretty lonely at the moment because I'm by myself and it's late at night and my flight's been delayed and I don't know when I'm going to see my family again. It feels like what I'm experiencing is the effect of the result of the Tower of Babel, in that humanity's sin, including my own, resulted in God scattering the people of the world all over the earth. So they all speak in different languages and live in different places, and so we're essentially separated from each other. And that's going to be reversed in the new creation when we're all in the New Jerusalem together, every tribe and tongue in this wonderful new place, where there's not going to be that sense of separation and sadness of people having to live away from the people that they love. And I think knowing that this is not the way it was supposed to be and knowing that ultimately it'll be different is the thing that's keeping me going. I don't know who you are unable to see or you have lost. I guess you can relate to their sadness, but it won't be like this forever. It's not supposed to be like this. It's not how it was meant to be. Anyway, I'm going to get on my plane whenever it actually decides to turn up and go to London. So I'm here just near King's Cross. I've just been to the British Library to have a quick look at Codex Sinaiticus. Holly had a really good chat this morning. And in terms of my thinkings this holiday about loneliness, I think I've worked out that for me, my loneliness in Australia has been a lot to do with grumbling. Holly's got a hilarious phrase, which is going down to the bottom of the garden to eat worms. It's like when you feel sorry for yourself, you can just go down and you eat those worms. Or is it digging for worms? Might be digging for worms rather than using them. But whatever it is, it's self-indulgently just feeling so sorry for yourself. And I think I do that and then push people away and it all goes pear-shaped. And part of that is refusing to admit that God has a good plan for me, even when things are horrible. And that causes my loneliness. So I think that committing to not being a grumbler, I think in terms of learning things about loneliness, that's probably the most helpful thing for me. So we'll see how we go. Anyway, got to go now because I've got to walk back to Holly's right across central London. It's so fun. Go to pick up my bag and then I'm going to Heathrow and then I'm going on a plane all the way to Sydney. There I am, Heathrow. Gonna have a check in, go through, have some dinner. Get on the plane, tie their sweet like what?
Band over your head. Ensure to put your own mask on before helping others.
So this is it. We're about to leave England. We're about to take off. Yeah. I guess last time we did this, we were in the middle of the pandemic on an emergency repatriation flight, emigrated to Australia. There's no idea when I might be able to get back to England because there was all these millions of COVID restrictions. Just taken off and soon at the moment, but I think, yeah, like when we left England in the middle of the pandemic, and basically just didn't think about it. There's a problem, it's a good place, which is kind of what I'm doing right now. I'm not sure if that is the maybe switching away to deal with the situation from there. There you go.
Just landed at Sydney, feeling rather tired. Not sure if anyone's picking me up at the airport, but we'll see. Here we go, back to Australia.
Hello, I'm just here.
Oh, we're just parking to help you.
Okay, well I'll just come out the front.
Okay, we'll see you soon.
Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Just arrived. It's in the airport. Got through customs. Got my tea bags. Which is excellent. Didn't have to give those up. So I'm now walking through to find Rod. I think it's Ed, little Ed as well. I'm back in Australia. These guys just came to pick me up. I say. So I am back in Australia. So nice. Rod and Ed met me at the airport, and when I got home, the kids had made a welcome home little banner. So what has this trip taught me about loneliness? Well, I think one, as I worked out from my chat with Holly, that loneliness is often caused by grumbling. So complaining about my life not to God and feeling sorry for myself and going down to the garden to eat worms and kind of revel in it and pushing people away and digging into that loneliness instead of actually trusting God. Secondly, in that point, accepting the people that he does give you. So in the Old Testament, God often provides physical people for the loneliness of individual characters in the Old Testament. And God has totally done that in this trip to England and through my time in Australia. And so to trust God and actually accept the good gifts that he does give us in terms of relationships, even if they're different to what you wanted. And third thing is that inherent to living in the last days, this side of heaven, in the now and not yet. And there will be an element of loneliness for everybody, no matter how perfect your life is. We're always going to be separated from somebody because that is the result of sin. It's that breakdown of relationship between us and God and us and other people. And so accepting that, seeing what God has to teach us in it is something to work on. I'm absolutely hopeless at doing that. I think that's something that I need to think about. But very thankful for my trip. God really did look after me, and it was really helpful to go. That's it. Trip over. Over and out. Oh, I did the too early. Trip over.